Buongiorno tutti. I'm Francesca Elisabetta, and I am responding to the interview, How to Create a Travel Experience That Keeps People Coming Back for More. And I have a little cheat sheet here to help me. A little bit about me. I spent 16 to 18 years living full-time in Italy in a very small village. I am dual citizen, bilingual, and I raised my youngest daughter there. I had my second heart surgery there in Rome without anesthesia. But I'm going to go into highlighting what I think are the top 5 topics or items that worked for me in building my senior women travel club. It was an unexpected thing that had happened upon moving back to the United States. And I'm just going to share with you the things that I did with the 5 recommendations I've got. So I have my glasses here. So first of all, I let it develop organically. You know, when I first came back, I had this idea of what kind of product I wanted to offer to the women, but I wasn't really sure. I was really open and honest with my frustration of not wanting to move back into the United States, because when I came home, it just felt so isolated compared to the life I had with the perfect piazza and all my friends and just a very active life. And I started to gain followers. So the first one is let it develop naturally. The best experiences grow naturally. Listen to your audience, observe what resonates, and adapt your offerings over time, which is exactly what I've done. I have to be a chameleon and be able to make modifications. Build something authentic that evolves, and feels genuine to both you and the participants. So that's number 1. Number 2 is kind of interesting. This whole concept of identify and solve their pain points. I didn't even know what that meant. I've been living 15, 18 years in a village where we weren't even using technology. And then all of a sudden I kind of, bam, boomed into becoming a travel influencer for what I say are gray-haired, wrinkled women like myself. I'm 63 and I've moved back to the States. So identify their pain points. Address the unique challenges your target market faces. Here are some of the key points that resonate, sorry I say that wrong, with my senior women. They didn't want to travel alone, but they wanted something more personal, and they wanted safety and comfort of a group. They valued authentic, immersive experiences where they could genuinely meet the locals. They preferred late start mornings and slower paces. They wanted higher quality food and dining experiences. They disliked packing and unpacking and moving to different locations, and they wanted to be in one hotel, boutique hotel, centrally located for 9 to 10 nights. They sought meaningful connections and a sense of community. And in the other points, I'll kind of talk about this. They wanted to feel valued, not invisible, despite their gray hair and being wrinkled, which the funny thing is, I never felt that way in my village in Italy. I felt like it wasn't even an issue. People there loved talking to me, and I thought, well, what are these American women talking about? But when I came home, I started to feel the things that they started to feel. And I was really authentic and honest in expressing these issues. And I still kind of feel it. It's not the best fit for me back in the United States, but I do luckily get out of the country twice a year. So number 3, be bold and unconventional. Don't be afraid to challenge the status quo of traditional travel experiences. Many travelers are tired of cookie cutter tours and one size fits all packages. Offer something innovative and disrupt the norm, like boutique stays, immersive activities, small groups. The bold approach is why they choose you. So at least for me, I kept not understanding. I kept thinking, well, at first, maybe they're virgin travelers. They have no international travel experience. Okay, I saw a bunch of them and they're kind of afraid. Even though they might have been a powerful businesswoman, they were out of their league going to a foreign country. I understood that. But then I started getting really worldwide travelers that have been everywhere. I mean, I've traveled a lot, but they have really traveled a lot. And I thought, why are they traveling with me? And they said they wanted a connection. Most of the tours that they go on, they don't have a chance to meet anybody. They don't know who the other people are. By the time they start warming up to other people that are going to be on the trip with them, the trip is over. You don't know when there's married couples, when there's any type of couples, whether they're siblings, and you kind of get excluded out of it. And so they don't really get into the heart of it. And one of the things that I do is we go out on the day trips together. We go out to lunch. They've watched me in my Facebook group of 13,000 followers. I make videos, I respond, and I am the hub on the wheel that has all of the spokes that bring them together. Foster a sense of belonging, create a space where travelers feel connected, valued, and part of a like-minded community. This sense of belonging, whether through shared meals, intimate group discussions, and curated expenses, makes the journey more meaningful and memorable. You know, sometimes when we sit down at dinner, when they are women 60 to 80 years old, there is no way they haven't had trauma, they haven't had loss, they haven't had abuse, that they're realizing 70, 75, where they are in their life, and they look back and they go, man, I would have made different decisions. So I try to tell them, now's the time to make those decisions. Create the life you want for this last phase of our life. And I'm very blunt about it. I've had 2 heart surgeries, several strokes, have a lot of illnesses, and I don't hide it from them. And we found that they can identify whether it's losses of children. I mean, the stories I've heard are the most devastating things. And then all of a sudden, instead of looking at the person like, oh God, why are you kind of quirky with that? Maybe one woman might be looking at another. As soon as she hears what happened, she kind of goes, whew, I understand why that woman's reserved. On a normal trip, they wouldn't be talking about this stuff. So that's creating the connection. Number 5, build authentic cultural immersion. Design experiences that allow participants to connect deeply with the local culture. This goes beyond sightseeing to include hands-on activities, interactions with the locals, and authentic moments that leave a lasting impression. Travelers want to feel like they truly lived and experienced the destination. So when I come back, even though I break the spring trips from the fall trips, and I have a private coaching group that before they go on the spring trip for 3 months, I invite them in this private coaching group that there's 4 different trips, for example. These women from each of the trip all get to meet each other. And then right before the trip, I bring them into a WhatsApp chat so that only, you know, not 30 women, now it's the 7 women on the trip. But when the trip ends, I leave their individual WhatsApp chats open. Yeah, WhatsApp is right. And they continue right now, even from, I don't know how many years ago. There's happy Thanksgiving. Hey, I saw there's fires in California. How you doing? Merry Christmas. And they're still keeping a connection years after they took the trip. That's within the WhatsApp chat. But meanwhile, I bring them back to the big group, which has 13,000 followers, Senior Women Travel Club, Empowering Adventures with Francesca. And they continue to show up and chat and talk and put up photographs, or I put up my photographs and videos from all these trips. And then all of a sudden they see their group and they see the women they were with. And it brings back that nostalgia feeling. One of the things that would be number 6, which they didn't ask for 6, is figure out how to create your tribe. Now, the Senior Women Travel Club is all of that, but I have so many customers that keep coming back for repeat purchases. They buy more than one trip, they refer a friend. And so for the women who have come on my trip that have really played well with the other women, I'm creating a tribe, and they're only women who have come on my trip. And I haven't figured out exactly what I'm going to do with them, but they're asking for almost like a reunion trip. Now, keep in mind, if there's 4, 5, 6, 7 trips a year times how many years, these women don't, if they weren't on the same trips, they don't know each other, but they might have seen each other. But what they're going to have in common when I figure this out, because I haven't figured out where am I going to go, what am I going to do? The truth is, I'm authentic to myself, right? So I've never been to a resort that pampers you. I've just been too cheap all my life. And I found a 5-star resort in Crete that I went, what would I do if I stayed at this resort and could take meditation classes, all kinds of massages, have the swimming pool, all your meals were created, and then maybe lined up a vehicle to go on a couple of day trips. So I have that wheel turning. Don't know what it's going to look like, but that would be my number 6. Okay, I hope this helped you guys. Bye. Ciao tutti.